Good day to everyone. I trust that you are having a blessed day. My name is Alira, and I've come today to share with you a word from the Holy Spirit, and which He had shared with me on Sunday afternoon. Yes, so on a Sunday afternoon, this is after we had our lunch, just resting, and I see actually this movie coming up on my feed on YouTube. And actually, this movie, I received it, I actually saw it on Saturday, but I didn't actually have the time to actually watch it. For some reason, I had kept it, and I thought to myself, I am definitely going to go back and watch it. So the Holy Spirit was just leading and putting it on my spirit that I actually need to watch this movie. Because normally, if I miss some of these, movies, I don't usually go back. So, but for this one, the Holy Spirit was definitely putting it on my spirit that I needed to watch it. So the name of this movie is called A Royal Proposal, a Christmas proposal. So I'm going to put the title of the movie. I'm going to share actually the link for the movie in the description box so you can have a look at it. You can watch it for whomever this message is for. So it was quite an interesting movie, I must say, and I could just hear the Holy Spirit speaking through this movie. So this is a kingdom marriage word, for those that are waiting on their spouses, for those that are currently in separation. Some of you haven't met your spouse yet, and you are waiting on your spouse. So this message is for you, that you are sure that God has given you a marriage promise. Also, I would advise that you actually bring this word back to God, and you just let Him minister to you and give you further revelation and confirmation if this word is for you. So the movie is about this couple and their families. It's called A Royal Proposal. So the guy, right, he is in royalty. So his family, they are from the royals. He is the prince, and his mother's left. I think his father had passed, so his mother is the one that's still there, which is she's a queen, and they have this beautiful massive home, a palace in in a place called Torovia. And this couple, I'm not sure how they met, because I think I'm watching part 2 of the story. I haven't watched the part 1. So when the movie starts, right, they are already dating. This guy is already dating this lady. So they are from 2 different worlds. So the guy is from the royal. He is a prince. And the lady is from like a normal family, I would say. So she's from a normal family. She's a normal girl. She, by profession, is a novelist. She's a bestseller. In the movie, she's a bestseller in New York, novelist, romantic novelist. And the prince that she's dating is he's working a full-time job. I'm not quite sure what type of job he's working in, but he also has a charity that he is running. He also has a charity foundation that he is also running. So they actually have quite busy lives. They hardly have time to see each other. They hardly have time to just sit together and have quality time. Their schedules are always busy. And the movie starts off with the lady, sorry, the novelist trying to finish off her book, because she's actually busy in a process of finishing off this book of hers. And it starts off by the last sentence where she stops. She's actually at her ending, but this is where she stops. It says, ring from his pocket. And just let me get that quickly. Ring from his pocket, and then it says, will you marry me? So that is the ending, which is quite strange. It's not the ending, sorry, but that is where she ends. So she just doesn't go on from there. She's trying to get an ending to her book, to her story, but she every time is stuck at this part. It says, ring from his pocket, full stop. And then the next line says, will you marry me? So this is the guy saying, will you marry me? Because remember I said she's a romantic novelist. So she's writing a romantic story. And the title of her story is, I think it's romantic, a royal in paradise. Which is actually also the title of the movie. So the title of the movie is A Christmas Castle Proposal. And then the next part says A Royal in Paradise. And then part 2. So this is the second part of the movie. I haven't watched the first one. So it starts off with these 2 lines, these sentences, and that's where she actually stops. She can't seem to get the ending to her story. And so finally, the guy arranges a meet up with her. To meet up with her, they go on a date. And this guy is actually, he's going to propose. He's prepared himself. He's got a ring in his pocket, and he's prepared himself that he's going to propose to the lady. And he's got the ring in his pocket, and they sit down. They begin to talk. They're catching up actually because, they're busy schedules. They haven't had time to actually get together and talk. So they're busy catching up. She's actually telling the story of how her book is going, etc., and also how his life is going, etc., etc. So they're busy having this catch up. And so the guy, he finally thinks, okay, so this is the moment. He takes this ring out of his pocket and he's about to actually propose to her. And he gets stuck. He's about to say, will you? He says, will you? And then all of a sudden, this couple that is like right opposite them, they start hearing people clapping for this couple. Like, oh, this couple that is sitting opposite them, the man starts proposing to this lady. And all the focus is like instantly shifted to them. So they are in a restaurant, and everybody is actually now clapping and celebrating the proposal of this other couple. Even the lady, the novelist, Olivia is her name. So even Olivia, she turns her head away as this guy, as the prince was talking, will you? And then she turns her head away and she looks to that couple that everybody is busy celebrating. So, So that's where this guy decides, okay, so maybe this is not the perfect time to do this proposal. He takes the ring back. Into his pocket, and then they just continue with the conversation, and that's where it ends. So now they are busy preparing. They are actually going to have a Christmas dinner, like a Christmas banquet, because he's from the royals. So he has invited her, he has invited her family, and they are going to spend the night or the week, I'm not sure, but they are all going to this palace, her and her family. So it's actually just the mother and the father. So it's just the mother and the father of the young lady. They are all preparing to go to the palace and go for a Christmas banquet. So remember I said in the beginning that the lady, Olivia, she's living a normal life. She's got her parents. They all living a normal life. And the prince, he is from the royals. And it seems as though that each and every year they have this big banquet where they're inviting a lot of guests. and they do, I think it was customary for them that each and every year during Christmas they have this banquet, right? And also the queen mother of the prince was planning for the prince to actually take over the throne. He was planning for the prince to take the throne and become the king, because she was already, her years has already gone by. She's a bit old. Not really old, but she has decided that it's now time for the prince to assume his throne, the throne. Right. So they all preparing. The parents of the young girl, the young lady Olivia, also she's also running her books. They actually planning for her launch of her book, and everything is just going haywire. And so it comes to the time where she actually travels with the prince to the palace, and they welcome her. The mother welcomes her. They all very friendly. So they show her to a room, and everything goes well. And then the prince, the prince, yes, they go into this room. Because the prince is busy showing her around in the place where he grew up. So this is where the prince grew up, in this home. And as they arrive, the prince is busy showing her the place where she grew up. They end up going into the library and he explains to her that, okay, this is the place where most of the time I spent my time, in this section of the house. This is like a library room. It's got filled with books. And he starts telling her all these stories. And right there and then, this guy is carrying this ring again. So he was like, okay, probably this time is going to be the right time to propose. So he's carrying his ring. He's got his hands behind him with the ring in his hand. And as he's busy telling the story of, this is where I grew up. I love spending time in the library with all these books, etc. So he he brings the ring, and he's about to bring it forward to her. He's about to propose. And suddenly I don't know what you call them, these people, the helpers, the helper. I know there's a specific name for them, but I don't know it at the moment. But so now the helper comes in. So the helper comes in and he says that, excuse me, my lady, the queen mother wants to see you. Right at the time when he was about to take out this ring and propose. And then, so that's where it ends again. And then they leave. And then she leaves and goes to the mother. So the mother's explaining to her that, during the banquet, we'll have to introduce yourself, etc., etc., etc. And she's actually quite taken back and shocked, because this was unbeknownst to her. And the very fact that she's got a lot of things to juggle as she's there, she's actually also working on this novel, as well as the launch is soon coming up. So she has to prepare, etc. And so they do this. The queen is explaining all the stuff. And I need you guys to actually, if this word is for you, I need you to go. And I might not be doing the best job in explaining it. So sorry about that. But I would really, really recommend that you watch this movie. It is very interesting for whom it is for. So if it is for you, it will be very, very, very interesting to watch. So they get another chance, right? Okay, let me just back up a little bit. So the parents arrive, the parents of the young lady, Olivia, the father and the mother, they arrive. And, these people are coming from two different worlds, culturally and, lifestyle wise. So the mother of the young lady, she is a bit, very bold and very boisterous and very, not too arrogant, but she's very boisterous. She's very vocal as well. So the mother wants things her way. She mentions that, she mentions to the queen that, we every Christmas, we celebrate, we make sure that we get together as a family and we celebrate Christmas at the Christmas tree. They decorate together, etc. And she's like mentioning, this is how we live back in our home. And the queen mother is like, oh, okay, that's fine, but we are preparing for a banquet. So unfortunately, there might not even be time for that. So, these people are very, very different. And their cultures and how they do things, how they move, how they celebrate these holidays is very different to them. So Olivia is now caught up in the middle. The mother is wanting her way to be done. On the other hand, she is being demanded by the queen mother to start the preparation. She also apparently now has to memorize the names, all of the names of the guests according to the lineage of the family. She has to memorize them, starting from the lineage of the family line. She has to memorize, and those people are all going to be guests, so she has to know them. This is the requirement by the queen. So she is got this internal conflict, and that is the very reason why is that she can't even finish her novel. Her novel is actually stuck right there. It says, ring from his pocket. Next line says, will you marry me? And that is exactly what is actually going on in her life. And the prince, this is where the prince is also stuck. The ending is very unclear, which is also to herself. She doesn't even know anymore if she wants to be this queen. She doesn't even know anymore if she wants this royal life. She's like got this internal conflicts within her where she's like, I've got my career, I've got this guy, my family is also busy, pulling strings as well. She is got this and there's a part in the movie where she actually she just closes the door on everyone. She's like, she needs to get her life done. The parents are demanding her on this side. The prince is also on this side, not really proposing. She's like, she's not even sure what is happening anymore with her life. And even her book, she's not even finished. So she's really going through a tough time. She's really going through it. So please bear with me, guys, if I'm very repetitive. I'm just trying my best to explain this movie. So they have another chance. Now they get another chance. The prince makes a time. So he sets a date. He realized that she's in frustration mode because of this book launch. Actually, another part that was very interesting is the book launch itself, where she has this interview with this lady, and she's interviewing her regarding the book, and with the fans as well also watching. And so they ask her about the engagement. They ask her about the prince. What's happening? Do you think that are you guys getting engaged? Are you getting married? And she's like, she makes an excuse, like the line is cutting off. So she's like, she makes this excuse, like she makes as though the network crashed because she doesn't have an answer. At the same time, she's frustrated that this guy is not proposing, and she wants to finish off this book. And this book, could really, really be about her, the way that I'm seeing. She's frustrated that this guy is not coming to propose. She can't finish her book. She doesn't know where she stands, and she doesn't want to put the pressure on him as well to propose. So she makes as though the network crashed, and that's where the interview ends. Then she's not doing well at all. Then the prince, seeing that she's in distress, says, okay, you know what? Can we make a date? Can we go out? So I need you guys to watch this because I'm really not sure. I watched this movie on Sunday. So I'm really not quite sure of the sequence of the dates. But he does ask her again for them to go on a date. And I'm not sure if this time he prepares this, like, what do you call this? A sweet night. He prepares these pastries. He prepares these sweet chocolates, these biscuits, like sweet stuff, like nice and sweet, cozy, comfort food, luxuries that he prepares for her. He sets the table, and it's late at night. he actually phones her and he says, can we meet up down in the kitchen? And she's like, yeah, it's like what she actually needed. She then dresses, she puts a gown on and she goes down to the kitchen, and when she comes there, to her surprise, the table, oh my goodness, you have all these luxuries, there's chocolates, you have these nice decorated biscuits, and it's just like a sweet, very sweet moment. And she's very taken back and she's surprised. She's like, oh my goodness, this is lovely, this is exactly what she needed. She comes down, she sits at the table, the hot chocolate is brewing nice and warm, and then he's actually, they're busy chatting with each other. They're having this nice time together. They're busy catching up again because they hardly have time to sit with each other. So this prince is actually trying his best. He's really trying his best, this Prince Shaman. And the lady is frustrated on the other hand, and they're sitting down at the table. They are actually having this nice talk. He's comforting her in a way. And now again, the prince takes out this ring. He has this ring in his pocket and he's like, okay, he's gonna have another go at this thing. So he takes out this ring, right? And there is another disturbance that happens right there. So he again can't propose. And it's very frustrating to me as well. It's like, oh my goodness, the man, just get it over with, and he just doesn't. And then now he makes another time for them. This is now the fourth attempt. He prepares this nice, it's like a garden. It's a very beautiful garden. And he's also preparing, okay, even the father of the lady, Olivia, even her father knows about the proposal. So the prince has mentioned to the father that I am going to propose. And now the father has also kept this a secret because the father wants this to be a surprise for the entire family. So it's only the father and the prince that knows about this proposal. No one else. And the father is keeping it to himself because he wants this to be a very, very sweet and beautiful surprise for the rest of the family and to the mother as well. Even the mother is actually frustrated as well because the mother's thinking, okay, we here at the guy's palace and, my daughter is preparing to do this, this talk, this introduction at the banquet, but they're not even engaged. They're not even married. So she's also like quite, hello, what's happening here? She's also very, very patiently waiting for this proposal or engagement to happen. And so they go out to this garden, and it's a very nice place. It's like decorated with all these Christmas colors. And the prince asks her if they can have this dance. And he says, I've been wanting to have this dance with you. And, to me, the prince is so, so very sweet. And yes, he doesn't understand the frustration, but all these beautiful, sweet gestures that he's making towards her, he's showing that, I really love you. I really like you. I want to spend time with you. He's making all this effort. He's making all this time. He said to her, I really wanted, I wanted to dance with you. And so they dance in this small little garden, and they're having this beautiful dance together. They're dancing, admiring each other. And then the prince is like, he's definitely going to propose this time because it seemed as though it is the perfect time to actually propose and get this engagement going. And then again the proposal does not happen. They receive a call. He receives a call from his mother, and the lady receives a call from her, I think, father or mother, but they both receive calls at the same time. And oh my goodness, every time when you think that it's the perfect moment, it just didn't happen. And so they leave the garden. And mind you, the girl, she has no clue that this guy is actually planning all of this in order to propose to her. And then finally, the banquet happens. She is all dressed up nicely. She looks like this queen. And the prince is like taken aback, like, wow, this is my wife. Like the way that she was dressed, she was really dressed like a queen fit for a king. And she comes down the stairs. She sits at the table. And so the prince starts off by making a speech. And he also took everyone by surprise because he was just supposed to do an introduction. But his introduction leads to a proposal. My goodness. And so he introduces, I'd like to take this moment and introduce Olivia. And he goes on to say all of this. And he says, Olivia is the person that I am today. She has been there for me. I thank her for everything. He starts thanking her and how he made her, how she made him, gave him all the courage to do the things that he is doing today. How he's so, bold, and how his career has been because of, he had her in his life. So as he is doing this small speech and speaking about Olivia, he takes out the ring finally in front of everyone. Oh, and there was actually something that I forgot. Just before Olivia gets dressed to come down to the banquet, she hears one of the family members, the guests. She overhears them speaking about her, saying that she's not fit. Like, where does the prince get her? She's this normal girl. She is not fit to become this queen. So she overhears this conversation that actually they don't approve of her. This family member, they don't approve of her. And where does the prince actually get her? She doesn't fit the royal tribe, if you may say. And so she overhears this, and she is, oh my goodness, she's shocked. She's shocked, and it actually breaks her heart as well. She is like, oh no. Remember, she was already frustrated. She was already like telling herself, this proposal is not coming. She doesn't even know where all of this is going. And, that is the perfect thing. That is like almost the perfect thing to hear. Right? When you are in uncertainty, it's like almost the perfect thing to hear. And it just sends her, it sends her like knocking down. It sends her, it makes her to be just more uncertain. It makes her to be like she doesn't really think. It actually confirms what she was telling herself, that she was actually not sure if she wants to do this anymore. It was almost like a confirmation to her. So as she's going down the stairs, going down to the banquet, she's telling herself inside, like, I'm not fit for this. I don't deserve all of this. I'm not queen material. I don't think I can marry a king. So all these condescending thoughts are within her, on top of all her internal conflicts. Shame, man. And she sits at the table. She's actually not feeling good about herself. She's not so confident anymore. And as this prince takes out this ring, when she finally wants to propose in front of the whole family, in front of the whole dining table, he kneels down to propose to her, and she actually declines. She said, no, I can't. This is so, I don't know how to explain it. When the time actually comes, you know how the enemy can sabotage this very, very moment. When the time came, because it was never a perfect time, but now was the perfect setting. It was the perfect time. The prince was proposing in front of the whole family. And she declines. She actually declines, and she just runs off. And everything is just messed up. The banquet is just, everything is now like really, really messed up. She runs away, and she's like, no, I can't do this. And then finally, towards the end, the guy actually realizes, he has this talk with the helper, the guy who is the helper, and the Olivia's father. So they have this talk. They give him some advice, and he realizes some things that, you know what, let me step down from my foundation, my charity foundation, just so that we can have more time together, just so that I can attend to her, and then so he goes back to her. He's like, okay, now I think I am also ready, because he was also like very, very busy, I must say. So he was also very, like, he knew that he wanted to marry her, but at the same time, some of the things that he needed to clear out, like for example, this thing of this foundation, he needed to step down and let other people take over so that he can focus on the marriage and focus on his wife. And also, bring the clarity to her, the assurance to her that I will be there. Unlike the times where they never had time to see each other. So he was making it clear to her to say, I'm stepping down, and I want to have quality time to make sure that I'm spending enough quality time with you. So then he proposes. She finally accepts, and oh my goodness, they are finally engaged. My word. They are finally engaged. So yeah, that is the movie, but I do really, really recommend you watch. I'm so sorry if, I was unclear, so here and there, but I was just trying my best to make sure that this word comes out as the Father was leading me. So you guys, if this word is just for you, know that your spouse is really, really, really making time to actually come to you and propose. He's really making these sweet gestures. He's planning in his mind. He's really, really planning these events. And some of you might be sitting there and thinking, when is this guy coming through? When is he, you might be sitting there frustrated thinking it's never going to happen. But the Holy Spirit is actually saying today that this man is going to propose. And I do feel that, for some of you, it might be that your spouse is maybe in like a leadership position in his workplace, or maybe he's just got a lot of things that he's juggling. Maybe he's a business owner, or maybe, they have like this leadership position, maybe a manager, supervisor, and it could be that their work is also getting in the way of them, just coming to this moment. And so the Holy Spirit is saying, have patience. It is coming. The proposal is coming. And, because of this movie being in a setup of being in a Christmas setup, in a time of Christmas, I do also feel that these proposals are coming soon. You guys, oh my goodness, your husbands are coming to propose. Christmas time. Your spouses are coming back during Christmas. This one, I feel so much that it might happen during the Christmas time, even if it doesn't happen right on Christmas, but in the season. So that's why you gotta know that you are in this in your marital season, and the Lord has spoken to you, especially if this word is for you. So I do actually feel that these proposals are coming in the time of Christmas. They are right now, the Holy Spirit is saying they are putting things up to wraps. The plan is there. They are planning. They are doing all these sweet gestures. It is going to happen. Have patience. Have patience. The guy is coming through. He is planning. He is doing all these things. He's doing a setup. He's planning this sweet proposal. He's planning this sweet night. He might be changing from one to another. He might be saying, oh no, man, this one is not the right one. Maybe he's planned something and then he's changing his mind. Maybe he's saying, no. Maybe he's feeling inspired by something else. Maybe he's thinking, no, man, maybe my wife will love this one better. So he is coming. He is definitely coming, you guys. He's just caught up maybe in the planning. He's caught up maybe in the work. He's caught up maybe there are some things that he is just finishing off. There are some details that he's just finishing off, but lo and behold, he is coming. He's on his way. Get ready for your proposal. This is what the Holy Spirit is saying, that get ready for your spouse. He is on your way. Prepare. So Christmas time season. This is the gift from the Father. This is the gift that is coming. Some of them might be even coming bearing gifts. They might even have gifts for you. So yeah, it will be. And also, that part, it might be speaking to some of you where you feel like you just don't fit in. Maybe it could be culture-wise. Maybe you guys are coming from different worlds. Maybe you're coming from different parts of the country. Maybe you're coming from different parts of the world. And, you just don't feel like you are the perfect match. You don't feel that you are really... Maybe you don't feel like you are adequate enough for him. Or maybe, you have this fear that maybe his family won't accept you. And, some of these guys may be actually coming from, some of these spouses may be actually coming from royal families as well. Some of them. Maybe your spouse is from a royal family. Maybe your spouse is from a certain tribe, a royal tribe. And maybe you feel like, you actually don't think you fit in. And you are getting frustrated. The Holy Spirit is saying, relax, child of God. He's saying, relax. He is coming. He's on his way. And he's going to make sure that it is the sweetest proposal. It is sweet. It is beautiful. He is even going to make sure that his family, even those that are talking right now and are saying, they don't just think you are the right one. Because you know how in-laws can be. They can be a little bit sour. They can be, so they can be very, very challenging and very, very not nice. So he is actually even going to show them right in front of them that, this is the decision for me. This is the person I want to spend the rest of my life with, regardless of what they are saying. So don't even be bothered. Your spouse loves you. Your spouse wants to spend the rest of his life with you, regardless of what the families are saying. Regardless of what their opinions are. He just wants to spend his time. He just wants to spend his time with you. And that's it. So, that's what the Holy Spirit is saying. He's saying, hang tight, hang in there. The proposal is coming. Expect it in the season. It could be even before Christmas. It could be he's planning a nice surprise, you guys. He's planning a sweet, sweet surprise. He's just finishing off. And so that is the message Take it back to the Lord for confirmation and prepare. Bye, guys. See you in the next video.